up the chain you go, you become more white, and so that's where the races came in. God calls people nations.
Beautiful. Let's take the rest of it. So that in Ezekiel 28, the only thing that I wanted to do, it's not an isolated case, Nebuchadnezzar in Babylon say, I am he, the king of Tyre. He was in charge of the Mediterranean Sea and the ships, and he got very, very wealthy, and I am God. And then
absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. In verse 11 onward, we have the fall of Satan here. Basically, it will also be found in the attitude of the Antichrist, and that's why the headquarters at that time will be at the same place in the Babylon of the Antichrist. So it was the two reasons for judgment. Number one, they are easy. You can make a brief note. Harsh treatment against the wife of Jehovah in regards to Babylon. Harsh treatment of the wife and self-deification. Deification. Thinking that they were God. In verse 11 to 15, we conclude our evening with the fall of Babylon itself. The fall itself is now described here. Okay? So we take it verse by verse at this time. But evil will come on you which you will not know how to charm away, and disaster will fall on you for which you cannot atone, and destruction about which you do not know will come on you suddenly. Simply put, that there he describes how swift the destruction will be. Partying, the swift destruction will come by Cyrus, the Medo-Persian Empire, and they will be caught by surprise. Listen to this, beloved. They will be caught by surprise because their gods are no gods, and their gods do not warn. In contrast to us, we have been known by the only God of the universe, and our God warns us. He warns Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He warns not to go to Egypt. He warns about the law. He warns the church age with all the letter that we are studying about the end time, that the church will lose its purity at the end time. So it's quite an antithesis about the revival. A revival is simply a back to obedience to the Word. You cannot revive without the Word because the Word is alive. So if you want to revive, you cannot revive without the Word. So if you go back to the Word, it's a back to obedience. You cannot call it the revival. The church is waning down, and beautifully enough, we have the warning, 1st and 2nd Timothy. At the end, they will ascribe themselves teachers that, according to their desire, tell us what we want to hear. That's why our church is empty. Because we don't teach the people what they want to hear. We teach them what they need to hear. So it's beautiful because these guys will be swiftly caught off because what they worship that doesn't give warnings like you and I. We get warnings about what to do, what not to do, how to worship, how not to worship, and what to expect in the future. Our God is a faithful one. They will be caught by surprise. But Israel get warnings from her God. Obey me. Have the proper attitude against concerning the law. Don't make a fence around it like the Mishnah. I know you cannot obey it, so turn to me. Okay? Sorceries has no provision for warnings, no knowledge. 12 and 14. 12 to 14. Come. Stand fast now in your spells and in your many. He's getting a bit sarcastic here. Okay? Stand fast now in your spells and in your many sorceries with which you have labored from your youth. Perhaps you will be able to profit. Perhaps you may cause trembling. You are wearied with your many counsels. Let now the astrologers, circle that, those who prophesy by the stars, those who predict by the new moons, stand up and save you from what will come upon you. Behold, they have become like stubble. Fire burns them. They cannot deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There will be no coal to warm by, nor a fire to sit before. Sorcery, the occult, which once again started in Babylon, will be of no avail. You know that already. You have noted that 10 times. Quit the zodiac. If you have a tendency to go, quit it. Just quit it. Now in verse 12, he uses a tone of mockery. It's basically a, hey folks, now that the fall is coming, look into your sorceries now to see if they can help you. That's basically what these verses are saying. You're a specialist in sorceries and spells? Come on, make a plea to be delivered. And have you noticed those who are into that kind of stuff, they're weary, they're tired physically? To be part of satanic cult and to be in the tarot cards and name it, these people are never satisfied. They're tired. Not us. We're tired, but we're not tired. You're not tired. You come here every single night expecting to get something which you get because we read the text. So you're thirsty. You're not tired. Those involved with that kind of crap are tired. Astrologers, zodiac, sphere of influence, stargazers, new moon observers type of thing. All these prognosticators will at time hit the right thing. Sometimes it works, the horoscope this time. But all they have to offer, the prophets of the modern day prophets, it's always fragmentary and unsatisfactory. It's always, but a maybe and stuff like that, and I have a prophecy for you. Never comes to pass fully. It's a fragment of good words that sometimes hit the mark and leave you completely, or leave the people completely unsatisfied. And I know one thing of you, once again a compliment, you are satisfied. It makes sense together. You go home and you don't have spiritual warfare of violent kind. You say, because the Spirit is talking to you when you drive and it clicks with, it makes sense. That's satisfaction. Not seeking outside the sources and so on. Verse 13c, you have the challenge to save themselves in 13c. Stand up and save from what will come upon you. It's not going to work. 14. Behold, they have become like stubble. Fires burns them. They cannot deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There will be no coal to warm by, and no fire to sit before. So they will be burnt. And they will not profit from the fire. I know Vicky here has a fireplace, and I think Debbie has too. Do you benefit of your fireplace? Yes, you're not afraid to be burnt. So when it's cold winter time and the power goes off, you lit up the room and you sit and you look at the flame with a glass of wine and you bask in your fire because it's a dry heat and you benefit something. These guys won't benefit from the flames, not being capable of sitting in front of it and enjoying it like you do.
For them, it's sort of like a flat tire that blows up and looks beautiful.
That's it. That's what he says here. That's what he says. No cold. There will be no cold to warm by, which is nice in Israel in December. You freeze cold there. You wish that you would light up a fire in your own apartment. I'm telling you the truth. Nor a fire to sit before. Imagine you sitting on the couch before your stove and it's freezing cold outside. It provides comfort. Not for them. Verse 15, and I finish. So have those so have those become to you with whom you have labored, who have trafficked with you from your youth. Each has wandered in his own way, and there is none to save you. So the fall of Babylon will be total, none to save them. None to save them. Take your outlines with you for a brief moment, please. I just want you to take your outlines with you. So look at something on page 21. Quit your notes and go on page 21. I just finished the fall of Babylon. We covered a chapter. It took us an hour, and I covered it properly. I have not much to say more about this right now. Now, Arabic number 8 is the demands of prophecy from chapter 48, 1 to 22. I will probably have to do 2 sessions of it because it's packed with good stuff. And in chapter 48 here, you will find the most clearest statement on the triune God in the Old Testament. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Okay? But the point number 8 is a summary of the whole section. Now you will say to me, François, what's the whole section? Go to page 18. Go to page 18. At the bottom of the page, at the very bottom. What we have been studying for the last few months was that our warfare is accomplished. It was the first point. It's B here, but it was the first point. So that our warfare is accomplished, look, from chapter 40, verse 12 to 48, 22. So next September, this September to come, it will be chapter 48, perfect to do a review of point B, that our warfare is accomplished. So go back to page 21, the demands of prophecy. Okay, go to page 22. You have A, B, C, D, E, F. Then the second point, her iniquity is pardoned. You remember this? Chapter 40, verse 1, that her iniquity is pardoned. Go to page 1, the mission of the servant of Jehovah. 2, the suffering of the servant of Jehovah. Go to 23. Go to at the bottom. 2, 3, awake, awake is on page 22. Go to page 23, the death of the servant of Jehovah. Point number 4. Go to page 24. Point number 5, the restoration of the wife of Jehovah. Point number 6, the offer of salvation to Jews and Gentiles. Point number 7, the condemnation and the compassion of God. Turn the page to page 25, bang, capital D, she has received of Jehovah's double for all her sin, the remainder of the book. Got it? You remember that, you make the notes about chapter 40, verses 1 and 2, the 3 things that he develops in the second Isaiah. Those who have followed faithfully online, God bless you. This is a session of about 60 minutes tonight, or a bit less. Those present with us tonight, thank you so much. I just want to say a word. I cannot address it all the time just because of the pattern of the regular supporter. The summer is coming. There will be a summer program here starting June the 1st. The dispensations of God and the covenants of the Bible. I want to thank you for your generosity, those in class, those online. Thank you for your support for the ministry. You can continue to help us and support us with months that I'm less active in teaching, taking basically June, July, and August as some kind of a time off. I'm going to have only one Bible study on Wednesday night at 6:30, the dispensations and the covenants of the Bible. And then the church will carry on, and in the month of August, nothing will be happening except the church. No program because people are in the vacation mode, praying for the sunshine and warmth at this time, going to the lake with my family, and then I'm looking forward. I'm looking ahead, already preparing for what the fall has for us. Let's pray. We go home. Thank you so much. There is no snacks. You need to return. It's been a long haul. Add off to all of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We miss 8, 9 with Alan. Alan is a person that suffered physical problem and so on. You have persevered, You must be dreaming sometime about the city of Babylon. But God bless you for all these studies. Father, Vicky, would you finish that?
Father, we thank you for revealing yourself to us through Christ's law. Thank you for giving us the mind to understand your goodness. We thank you for your protection and your love, and for being who you are.